Hi, welcome back to the channel, A Busy Retirement with me, Georgie. If you think this is familiar shirt, the picture, if you saw my video on how to make your mats non-slip, that was the front door mat that I had with the same picture. My youngest son and daughter-in-law bought me the mat. Can't remember if it was for Christmas one year. And then one of the girls I worked with bought me the t-shirt for my birthday in February. So she thought it would be a nice match to my doormat. Now, I've had them since at least 1994 because I was actually still based at the hospital. Our offices we were using offices that were spare within the hospital until they found space for us over at the university. And we moved from the hospital to the university in 1994, and I had these before we moved, so they're getting old. Okay, back to what this video is about, and that is our rope lights. Now, a lot of you would probably use rope lights at Christmas time for your decorations, but you may use them at other times through the year for other celebrations, just to have that extra light around where you're having your party. And unfortunately, with rope lights, they get very grotty, they get sticky, they're dusty, they're discoloured. I could do that, and I've now got a mess on my hands. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you two different ways of cleaning them. Now, to my left here, I've got a bowl of warm water with just some dish soap, just a squirt, not a lot. I'm going to show you with this rope that I've got in front of me. It's quite a long one, so I'll do a section with the soapy water. This is the end here. And the other way to clean them is using isopropyl alcohol. Now, many of you would have been using the isopropyl alcohol during the COVID period when we had to use hand sanitizer all the time. I didn't. I can't stand hand sanitizer. It really dried my hands out. So I just used soap and water every time I could, just to make sure. But I clean my hands all the time anyway. Otherwise, with everything that I do, they're always grotty. Now, for this purpose, I've got some rubber gloves so that my hands are wrecked at the moment from doing these cabinets. Back to the isopropyl. Now, with the isopropyl, you have to check your bottle. If it's 70% or under of alcohol, you can use it straight onto your rope light. If it's 100% alcohol, it must be diluted with distilled water. 100% alcohol will eat through the PVC. So I'll do the section with the soapy water first, and then I'll go to the isopropyl and show you that one. Because my isopropyl is 100%, so it's going to have to be diluted. Now, with your rope lights, what happens is, especially us here in the Southern Hemisphere, who have Christmas in the heat of summer, the heat will destroy the PVC coating of your lights quite quickly. But that doesn't mean that those of you in the Northern Hemisphere won't get your lights affected, because your wind and your rain, snow, the weather is what affects them. They may not get as bad in the Northern Hemisphere quite as quickly as they do here, but it will happen eventually. So this is a video it's a global thing. So I'm going to use a clean cloth because you're not going to see much on that dirty cloth anyway. I just got that one out while I was messing. So I'm going to use a nice yellow one. It's quite clean, so you will be able to see the muck that comes off. Give it a good wring out. You don't need it soaking wet. And it's not a big job. So I can now slide my hand on that. It's not sticking with up, and I can't do it there. It's grotty. So there you can see there's already a fair bit of dirt, and you can see the difference in the colour of the ropes already. This one's a little bit clearer than the dirty one underneath. So go down your rope light and that will get rid of I need to see the cloth. That was just on that short piece. Now, it will start to get hard to clean if your cloth has gone cold and the soap's almost gone from it. So that's why I'm keeping the bowl of water here. You can actually feel the difference as you're going with your cloth. So if I take my glove off now, I'm trying to take them off so I can save them. I should have worn the other ones that are not, they're just plastic ones that slide on and off easily. These ones don't come off too easily. Blew that one off, so that's better. I've lost the end I was working on. There it is. There it is. So that one now I can slide my hand up and down and it comes out clean. It's not sticky, it's not gritty. So that's using the soapy water. Now with the isopropyl, what I'm going to do is, because I have to dilute it, I got myself, you like my little tiny jug? I didn't want to use a lot because isopropyl is not cheap. But it's not cheap in Australia. I don't know if it's cheap where you are. I have got a big bottle, a bigger bottle in the laundry, but it's just like a normal size bottle for your spray and wipe stuff. So that small bottle itself was just over $29. So I don't want to be using a whole lot at the moment just for this video. So I'm going to measure it out using a little tiny lid of a boxed milk. And what I have to do, because it's 70% of alcohol and 30% distilled water, and I put 7 capfuls into my little jug. One, 2, 3, 4, stinks, 5, 6, 7, and then 3 the distilled water. Whoop. 1, 2, there's a bit more than 3, whoop, because I overflowed the lid, but that's all right. Whoop, that's the wrong lid for that, isn't it? Doesn't work. Excuse the side of me. And then I brought myself a little spray bottle out. I'm going to top that up in there. Oops. I might go and get myself a few more of those little tiny jugs. They do come in handy for things like this. Okay, so let's get a different cloth. How about, is that green one? No, that green one's a messy one as well. It's going to be another yellow one. Although, all right, I'll use that side. That side's already grotty with paint, so I'll use this side that's not quite so grotty. And what I'm going to do is, rather than spray directly onto here, I'm going to spray onto the cloth. You can see on my palm. I'm not getting it very wet. And again, just pull it through your hand. Okay, now you can see on here, that is nice and clean again. But you'll see this part of the rope light is not too bad on all sides. This bit here, you can see that has been up, facing up that way. And that's what the sun has done. So that side there is very burnt compared to, let me see, can I find that bit. You can see the difference in those. The top one is quite sunburnt. There's not a lot I can do about that. I will do some research and see, is there a way to do that? But it's like when you get sunburnt, the layer that's burnt peels off. I don't think that's going to happen with this. Now, whether I can use some bleach, I don't know. Bleach might be too harsh as well for the PVC. So I will do some research on that and see if there is anything we can do, and I will let you know. So that is using the isopropyl, and as you can see, that also has started taking the dirt and the grease off. Now, that is that one. Now, the other one I've got, it's harder to see because it's a darker. This is supposed to be a coloured one, but if I lift it up, you can see there's a difference in the colour of the rope as it coils around. Some of it's lighter, some of it's darker. Now the darker bit looks like it's purple, but the lighter bit looks more red. So I don't know what colour it was supposed to be, but we'll have a look and see if cleaning this makes a difference. So that was the light part of the rope. Now what I'm going to do is get the darker part. You can see the difference in the two colours. Let's try this bit here and see. That's neighbours just come back from taking the dogs for a walk and realised that I'm sitting out here in my carport. Now that's taken a lot of the dirt and the grease off. So let's see. It still didn't change the shade. This bit is still lighter than this bit. So, unfortunately, if your ropes are discoloured, there's not a lot we can do about it. But at least now you know how to clean them. Now, I've got a lot down here, and some of them are actually coiled up nicely, ready for Christmas coming. But some of them are in a bit of a mess and all twisted. So because we've got a nice day out there today, I'm going to put them out in the sun. Not for very long, just for long enough to soften them up so I can untangle them and recoil them. I'll show you one I've got just here. It needs, so this one, there's no way I can actually curl that up into a proper coil the way it is. So I'm going to clean that one first and then put it out in the sun. And then I might just give it a wipe down in case the sun does change the PVC on it. So I think that's it for now. This is just going to be a short one. I might be able to throw it up. It's Wednesday today. Might be able to throw it up as a short one today for you and then do a longer one for the weekend. I'll see how I go. I'm awaiting some deliveries. If they arrive Friday morning, that'll be good. If they arrive late Friday afternoon, I might not get Saturdays up and done. It depends on how I go. So I won't do a word puzzle today. I'll leave that now for the weekend video because it's a longer format one. I just hope that that gave you a bit of information. But yeah, hang about and pause the video so you can read through what I've got there for you to read on why your rope lights deteriorate. You might find that interesting. If you don't, you don't have to pause it. So I will say from here, bye for now.